Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about the new KatVonD Shade and Light Contour for Your Eyes palette. Like most of you know, KatVonD came out with the Shade and Light contour palette, and I have that one. I've talked about it a lot on my channel. There's a zillion, trillion, million, bazillion, trillion, million reviews, demos, anything you want about that palette, it's on YouTube. So just go ahead and search that if you're interested in that palette. This one is all about the eyes. So this palette you can buy exclusively at Sephora. Right now, as of today, which is the 2nd of April, it's not available online on their actual Sephora website. I was on Instagram the other day and I saw that somebody said that Sephora's was trying to get them. So call your local Sephora and go down there and see if they have it. So that's what I did. Like most of you know, I don't live anywhere near a freestanding Sephora. The only Sephora I personally have is a Sephora inside JCPenney. So with that said, that is where I got this. I got mine from a Sephora inside JCPenney. One of my really good friends here on YouTube, Beauty by Mile, I'll leave her channel linked down below. I was Snapchatting with her earlier and she said she went to all her Sephoras and near her and they didn't have this palette in stock. So I don't know if it's like the Too Faced selfie powders where you can only get them at a JCPenney Sephora, but definitely check out JCPenney inside Sephora if you live near one. So jumping on into the palette, the review and my first impressions of it. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the packaging and what it looks like when you get it. So it just comes in a box like this. All the names are on the back, and then I'm just going to go ahead and open this up. Comes just like how the other palette did. And you open it up, and it also comes with a card just like the other palette. So this is what the card looks like. It gives you all the shades. All the shades are separated into quadrants in this palette. And then you get this. It just tells you what you can do with different quadrants of the palette. This side is like the lighter side, this side is like the deeper, smokier side, and this side is kind of like a mix between the two. This is what this side of it looks like. So this is what they're saying. This is the neutral quad, and then this middle one is the cool quad, and then this one is the warm quad. You can create so many different looks with this palette. I think you can take this from a daytime to a nighttime look in like 0 to 100. And all the colors they have are so pretty. I'm actually gonna fold this for you guys. What I really like about this palette is the fact that it shows you what each shade does in each quadrant. So say you want to do the neutral quad base, but you want to define with the black. You can totally do that. This palette is so interchangeable that it allows you to do so many different things. So this is the card that came with, and I'm definitely going to say that because that's pretty cool. And then this is what the palette looks like. Like I told you guys, it's what I'm wearing on my eyes. So throughout this review, you'll be able to kind of see it at different angles and stuff. It comes like this. It's like a gold, silver, like contour type thing, and then the back looks just like the contour palette from her, and it has all the names on the back, which is really nice. Now the inside of the palette is exactly like her contour shade and light palette. You get a huge mirror right here, and then all your product is at the bottom just like this. The one thing I will say about this palette that kind of bothers me is the names. The names are so hard to pronounce, like so hard to pronounce. I'll show you guys. They're very hard to pronounce. They're really, like, some of them are long, and I just don't really get the names, to be honest. I wish they were simpler, but whatever. I mean, it's not a big of a deal. They're just really hard to pronounce. So this is what the palette looks like on the inside. It's super big, really nice. So a couple more things about this palette is these eyeshadows, the 12 of them, they're all triple milled, which means that these shades are extremely creamy and very pigmented. They remind me just like her contour shades, where it's very creamy, very fine, obviously. And then this is a cruelty-free product, which I love. So these, like I said, finely milled, super pigmented. When I actually applied them to my face for the first time around my eyes, I had them on and I just didn't like the way it looked, so I decided to redo my eye makeup. With that said, it wasn't the palette, it was me. I wasn't familiar with it. I wasn't familiar with this palette. I've never heard anyone talk about it. I've never seen anything on it except pictures. So I wasn't sure how the colors would transfer to my eyes. They are so pigmented. You need the littlest amount. When I say littlest, I mean just like don't just like tap it barely and you'll get full pigmentation. It is insane. I can't believe it. I've never used a palette this pigmented for your eyes. It's like craziness. So that's one thing that I would be really careful about when you're using this palette if it's your first time. The shades, like I said, you get a great range of shades and there are 12 colors. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this palette does retail for $46. It's the same as her Shade and Light contour palette, and I think $46 for 12 eyeshadows that are of this high quality and caliber are an amazing deal. You get so much product in this and it's just crazy. So I really think it's a good deal. I really want to check out her other palettes now that I have this one. So breaking the bank over here, KatVonD. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually just going to go ahead and swatch them down my arm for you. When I swatch these, keep in mind that I am a fairer skin, so the lighter shades might not show up as well on my skin as they would someone of darker shades, just like vice versa. So I'm going to start in our first quadrant. This is the neutral quadrant right here. I'm going to be taking this first shade. This is called the shade Ladies, and it looks like that. It's a very gorgeous, soft banana. So that's what the color Ladies looks like. The next color I'm going to be doing is Samel or Samel. Can't even pronounce it. And it looks like that. I'm just going to be putting this under that first shade. That's what the color Samel looks like. For the next shade in this quadrant, I'm going to be taking this one, and this is in the color Solace. Okay, we going with Solace, girl. See what I mean? How creamy and pigmented they are? It's crazy. And I'm just going to be putting this right there. So that was the third color. And for the last color in the quadrant, which is your like finishing color, it's this one, and this is in color Lucius. So creamy. So that's what it looks like, and I'm just gonna be swatching it right there. So that's the first quadrant right here, and now moving on to the second quadrant. This is described as the the cool tone quadrant. So I'm just gonna start with the base color, and this is like a really pretty kind of grayish color. So I'm gonna just be taking this one, and this is in the color Lazarus. I'm just putting it right here. So pretty. It reminds me of Kid from MAC. So pretty. So Lazarus is just right there. Next, I'm going to be taking this dark brown, and this is in the color Salos, and it looks like that. I'm just going to be putting it right there. So that is the second shade in the Cool palette. The next one I'm going to be taking is this black matte in the color Shaw. It's so freaking black. Oh my god. So that's what the black color looks like. And then swatched, I'm going to swatch it right there. That is so black. That's crazy. So that's the black shade. So for the last shade in this Cool palette quadrant, it's this one, and this is just a really pretty stark white. This is in the color Liberatus. Let me get a better swatch. So that's what Liberatus looks like, and I'm just going to be applying it right underneath the black shade. So this is the fourth quadrant, these four right here. and that's the Cool Quad. The last quad in this palette is this one, and it's described as the Warm Quad, and I'm going to be starting with the big color in the color Leadwin. I love this color. It's such a pretty peach. So gorgeous. So should be applying it right there. And then the next color I'm taking is this red brick color in the palette, and this is in the color Succubus. I don't know. And it just looks like that. So pretty, you guys. Oh, so pretty. And then for the third color in this quadrant, it's the color Citry, and it's just another really pretty dark brown. I'm just gonna be applying it right underneath, like that. So it's right there in the color Citry. And the last color in this entire palette, actually, this is another highlight shade in this color Litanius. And it just looks like that. And that's Litanius, and then this is the third quadrant down here. So these are what they all look like swatch. They're all really pretty colors, and like you guys saw when I picked them up with my finger, they were very, very creamy. They're identical to the contour palette. So if you guys have that, these are the same exact thing. These are all 12 shades swatched. So overall, I think this palette is an amazing palette. I definitely think it's worth the $46 that you spend on it. Like I said, you do get 12 shades. They're all extremely pigmented. They're all great quality. They're just amazing all around. And you're able to do so much with this palette that the $46 is definitely worth it. If you have a palette like this already, which I'm sure you don't because I've never seen anything like it, I would still buy it just because of how amazing I really think it is. I want to film tutorials with this, so if you guys want to see any, just let me know down in the comments down below what you would like to see. If you want to see like a neutral one, a cool one, or a warm one, just let me know down in the comments, and I'd love to film something like that for you guys. Completes this video, my review and my first impressions on the KatVonD Shade and Light Contour Eye Palette. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I know I really had a fun time filming it, and I had a fun time buying it too. So if you're not already and you're new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe down below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure you share this video and leave comments, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!